Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment.
Girl. I like a little vanilla in my life, and I might one day be a white dude's wife. That's alright. Yeah, I got a type. Some people don't like it, but the swirl is the hype. When I see a cute guy, I always gotta think, is he down with the brown? If he is, we about to link. And I ain't talking about the TikTok boys looking for clout, cause we can see right through the facade. Gross me out. I wonder, will he ever like me back? Imagine liking white boys when you're black, especially when you're from the south. The guys that like me are yeehaws with tobacco in their mouth. My celebrity crush, my little cinnamon bun. Ooh, that boy's the one, and I'm still not done. I never met him, he never met me. If he ain't down with the brown, what he about to be? But I digress. Y'all never mind the rest. I just like what I like, speaking from the chest. But hit me up if you're looking for a black girl, cause you know that this girl is down with the swirl. I'm just saying.
Tiguan, the SUV that puts you in control.
All right, how's everybody doing tonight? All right, just a TikTok and a little interracial commercial to start the night. Um, I want to welcome everybody to tonight's live. Sorry it was late. Um, just got off work late and running behind, but I'm glad everybody's here. Um, and hopefully some more people trickle in. I know it's kind of late, but it's Saturday night, so we're going to go with it. Um, I want to talk about tonight is the dangers and blessings of interracial relationships. Okay, this channel here is about swirl to investment. Okay, meaning interracial dating to marriage. Okay, I'm all for the swirl when we take it to investment. All right, this ain't a hook up, pick up channel. Okay, this is all about building a relationship. You know, we're down with the swirl. I'm down with the swirl. I just took my swirl to investment, and I think that's what we should do. And if we're not willing to take the investment or the swirl to investment, we shouldn't swirl, in my opinion. We're wasting time. Um, I don't condone swirling to see what it's like. Okay, to be with a black woman. So, I'm not for that. Now, if you're attracted to black women, you swirl, that makes sense. That's who you want to date, right? And then you take it to investment. Right? Anyway, I just, I repeat that a lot, but if somebody's new and they see swirl into investment, that's what it means. Okay. And I promote interracial relationships done in a traditional way, um, with dating, love, and marriage. And the three outcomes we want to get when we do this is we want love, loyalty, and legacy. Those are the three L's we need, right? You got to love each other, and then you got to be loyal to each other. Once you get that, then you can build a legacy. And that's the goal. Come together in marriage with love and loyalty and build a legacy, build a family, have a family together, raise them right. That's what it's all about. Okay. Now, I'm for marriage across the board. Whoever you marry the right person. Okay. In today's crazy world, with so many corrupt people out there, we got to be very careful. And you receive more compliments from white men than I believe that. I think us as white men, we're more open to give compliments. I think we're we can express ourselves emotionally and express the love we have. I think we do it better than other groups of men. I really do. But it's an individual thing, right? I think that's an advantage white men have when dating black women, the ability to express ourselves, to show compassion and empathy. Not saying black men can't do it. I'm just saying I think we do it better. Okay. But anyway, and this topic tonight, and the reason I bring this up, okay, is we see what's going on in social media right now, right? We see controversy, we see stuff coming to light, coming to the surface, things going on in other spaces we didn't think were happening or would even happen. Okay, we're seeing that. We're seeing black women being exploited, and black women are the group of women that are the most unprotected. They're a group of women that are the most exploited by all groups of men. Okay. Black women have to be extremely careful. Well, all women need to be careful, but black women are really vulnerable. And a lot of black women are opening up their options now, and that's increasing and opening up to other groups of men. That's a good thing, okay? But when you do that, you got to be extremely careful. All right? And I'm telling you, you open up your options to leave a black Dusty, to get with the white Dusty defeats the purpose, right? You don't want that dusty man, regardless of what color he comes in. You don't want the dust. All right? It makes no sense, if you're going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to go and then go wacko for the white flakes, right? It's still dust, regardless of the color it comes in. You want to avoid that. And yes, there are dusty white men out there, and they prey upon black women. They do. They study what's going on. In today's world, marriage rates are horrible, right? Black community, they have the lowest rates of marriage. Black women are the least group of women to be married, statistically. Okay? And then black women outnumber black men by over 2 million in this country. So black women are at a deficit, and then black men date and marry out more than black women do also. So the numbers are not in black women's favor, okay? That is not a secret, and everybody knows this, okay? And, there are good men that would love to date black women, and they might see an opportunity. Hey, their marriage rates are low. Maybe I'll have a chance, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But then there are those predators that say, whoa, wait a minute here. And they'll play on your emotions. They'll make you think that they're there for you. They'll make you think that they have love for you. Okay? They'll play on that. That's why you got to vet. And look, even if the vetting process goes wonderfully, you still got to have your standards so you can catch those red flags if if the guy you're with is a great manipulator and makes you buy off, and he's a good man. Okay. And we're seeing this play out. Look, there are Dusties in all group. I'm telling you, you know, and leave chocolate dust for vanilla dust. You know what I mean? Is you're defeating the purpose. If you want to be with Dusty men, just stay where you're at. And it can be even more dangerous when you get a white Dusty, because these creepy donut Dusties are out there studying what's going on. They study black women's, behavior. They study what you're saying online. They look in, the real world, how you carry yourself. Okay. The relationships you have. They see how black women, are falling on the sword for black men. They see you're loyal. They see you got a big heart, right? And then they see some black women are opening up their options, looking for a man, that they can be with, that can give them love and marriage and protection and all that great stuff, right? They're out there. They'll play on that. They'll make you think they're the man that's going to do that for you. They'll make you think that they're going to fight the good fight for you. They end up in turn on you and exploit you and take all those blessings you have, take your beauty from you, your character, what's inside your heart, okay, your loyalty. They'll drain you of your spirituality. And some of these manipulators will make you feel guilty while they're abusing you. And they'll milk you for all you're worth. So you got to be careful. Okay? Statistically, you're going to have more success marrying a white man than a black man, black women. And us as white men, we'll have more success statistically marrying black women than any other group of women. That is true. So there's an opportunity here for black women, white men to come together. There is a blessing here. Okay? A lot of times we're finding out black women, white men, there's not much differences that we have, other than we look different or different skin tone, right? Other than that, we got a lot in common. We're both hardworking, strategic. And when we come together, we give each other everything. That's why they call black women, white men the power couple. They are the most successful. Their marriages last the longest. That is a blessing. Okay? But the dangers is there are predators. And you got to look for the red flags. There are women out there tonight that have been exploited. Not just by black men, but white men and other groups of men that have preyed upon black women because they know black women have a big heart. They know black women are hurting. They know, they study what's going on. Right? So don't be the one that's exploited. Okay? Those little red flags, those are an indicator. And whenever you're dating, let the man you're with talk. Make it about him. Let him tell you about himself. And guys, let the woman, if you're out on a date, let the woman tell you what she's about. Okay, make it about her. Okay? Usually when you do that, you get to know people better. A lot of times people will tell on themselves. Let them talk and listen. Okay? That'd be my advice to women. Let the guy talk, listen. And always, for safety purposes, be in a heavily occupied area, meaning there's a lot of people around, especially if it's your first date. You don't want to be alone somewhere. You want to be around people. So, if something happens, you can get away. Always have that escape route. I always tell women that. But be careful of the signs, okay? Do not think this man is a Build-A-Bear where you can just change him and fix him. You cannot change a man, ladies. You can't. Only God can do that. And it takes the man wanting the change. So if he's not there, you ain't going to change him. Right? And if he's doing something that's off, red flag. Don't excuse those red flags. That's where we as humans get in trouble. It don't matter how attractive they are, how nice they are, how sweet they are to you. Don't ignore those red flags. Okay? And we're seeing stuff that's going on. And you got to ask yourself, okay? You got to be strategic. What are you looking for in a relationship, in a marriage? What do you want? Because a lot of times we jump in, guys will be like, well, I want her to be, beautiful and, fun to be with. And we only go to the physical appearance. We don't go deep and find out who we're with. Ladies, do the same thing. You're attracted to the guy. He wines and dines you and treats you nice. And you think, wow, there it is. But you don't really know who he is. You don't know what he's about. Dating is a process to find out who you're dealing with. Are they a good match for you when it comes to marriage? Dating should not be a lifelong experience. In fact, they should change dating back to courting, where you get to know each other and say, hey, will we be a good fit for each other? That's what it was for. But be careful, okay? Right now, I'm talking to some women that are hurt because they didn't look at the warning signs. Okay, and I'm not going to say no names, but they didn't look for the warning signs. Women that have been exploited, taken advantage of, thinking who they were with was a good man that had their back. Come to find out, they're exploited. They're in a situation and feeling helpless. That's happening around the world, ladies and gentlemen. It's more common than you even want to know. Look out for those warning signs. Look out for pornography. Okay? I had a number of women say, well, look, it's a natural thing. It is, but it's supposed to be done within marriage, right? Well, most people don't do that, but still, biblically, it says you should, right? And let me tell you something. Pornography, you don't want to get mixed up with that. It's an addiction. People have problems with that. It messes you up psychologically. And some people can watch it and just go about their business. Some people can't. For some people, it leads to, essaying people, art, raping people. Okay? It leads to perversion. I remember when Ted Bundy was caught, right? Unaliving those women, essaying them. And you know what he said? Before he was executed, he blamed pornography. Some people say, well, yeah, that's because he was going to be executed. No, I think that's what led to what he became. Him indulging in pornography led to creating a monster. Okay? Now, most people don't turn out that way by watching pornography, but it does mess you up. It does mess up your relationships. Okay? You shouldn't be watching that stuff. People say, well, I've heard people say, well, I watch it with my wife. What's wrong with that? Well, there's a big problem with that because you and your wife will be lusting after different people. It you know, don't get caught up into that. I see so many people getting messed up. And ladies, if you're with a guy that's into that, leave him alone. You're going to have more problems than you know. You think he's going to be faithful to you watching pornography? You want to roll the dice and see how that's going to turn out? Because when he's watching that, he's lusting after somebody else and not you. He's not desiring you. I'm just saying. But those are red flags. And I know some people are freaky like that. They like to get into that, but that's not healthy. Okay? Yeah, sex is a natural thing. You know, that's how we procreate. But that's done within marriage with someone you love. You know, it's a responsibility people need to have. But something like that can lead to something horrible. You know, how about men being controlling over you, trying to dictate everything you do? You ever been in a relationship like that? Where he's got to watch you 24/7? Got to know where you're at, what you're doing? That's a red flag. Just saying, relationship, you got to have trust, right? You can't oversee somebody and totally control them. That's a red flag. You know, and there's dangers in interracial relationships. There's so many dangers, it's not even funny. Because there's so many predators out there of all races. Don't ever put yourself in a position to be exploited, to be harmed. And don't ever, and ladies, I'm going to tell you this. Look, don't ever give a man pictures of you, especially explicit pictures of you in a skimpy outfit or naked. Do not do that. That could turn on you. People have manipulated women with that stuff. Not only that, they sell that stuff on the dark web. Be careful. You know, it's not a good idea to take naked photos with your wife. You know, somebody gets a hold of that. You don't want that to happen. Don't just trust men out there, especially on YouTube or the internet. Too many women out there blindly trusting men like, oh, well, he says great things. Man, I'm motivated. You know, he's really uplifting, charismatic. Oh my God, I'm all in. Be careful. Most evil leaders were the most charismatic, the ones that can make people follow them. You don't think Hitler wasn't popular? Look at your history. Don't fall for it. Just because a man says he's for you does not mean he is. You got to get the signs. How is he treating you? Is it about you or about him? And that's in a relationship, ladies. You're not here to boost a man's ego. You're not here to uplift a man, okay? You are the prize. You are the treasure. He needs to take care of you. He needs to be there for you. It's got to be all about you. If you don't feel that way about you, leave him alone. There's an alternative motive he has. You know, his motive is not you. Too many times black women are being exploited. Whether it's in their community or outside of it or wherever. And I see what's happening. Black women, you're trusting. Black women, you have a big heart. And you go with what you think you should. But you let your guard down. You think because you leave that black dusty, you get with a dusty flakehead white dude, and he's going to be somehow better? And people aren't vetting. They're not looking at the signs. Too many people want to play Build-A-Bear. Oh, well, I could fix them. Mm-mm. And serious. And be careful what platforms you follow, ladies. Because if you follow somebody that's corrupt and exploiting women, you might be leading other black women to this, to this monster. You might be leading young girls to the slaughter, so to say. There are manipulators out there. And when you see the red signs, you back off, you get out of there. No man in their message is worth putting yourself at risk. Putting yourself at risk to be exploited, taken advantage of. It's not worth it. So you need to know who you're dealing with. Know what you see. Don't say, well, I don't agree with that, but I'm here for the message. Oh, I don't agree with that, but he's attractive. I don't agree with that, but he sounds pretty good. They're watching that stuff over there. I'm not a part of it, but I'm on the channel. Not only are you putting yourself in danger, but you're putting other women in danger, and young girls too. How many young girls are running around on the YouTube streets? You ever wonder about that? How many 16-year-old girls, 17, 18, 19, that are going on these platforms, watching this stuff? Getting in the Patreons, getting in the Discords. What are they going to see? And when you co-sign that, you're putting other people in danger. I'm just saying. You can do what you want, but don't lead other people into what you're doing. Because right now there's so much corruption going on, it's not even funny. And it's been going on for years. And so many black women think they leave that dusty, that white men are going to be all good men. And that's where these predators come in. Oh yeah, black women, I love you. I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to do this and that. Why don't we come over here and watch some movies together? Why don't we come over here and do sex talk, right? Oh, but the message is good. He really cares for black women. I just got to excuse what he's doing over here. Okay? And there are so many platforms like that. There ain't one guy doing this, ladies and gentlemen. There are a number of men doing this. You don't think people have been going on YouTube for years, hooking up in Swirl relationships, getting together for a hookup, a sexual hookup? That happens all the time. It's been happening. I don't want to be part of that. When I swirl, it's to investment. It's doing it the right way, the traditional way. And I cringe when stuff like this happens because I know Women are going to be exploited. I know young girls are going to get caught up in this. That's the danger. These narcissists are good at what they do. They'll fool you, they'll manipulate you, they'll have you doing things you never thought you would do. And before you catch on, it's too late. When you catch on, you'll be already exploited. Be careful. YouTube, when you come on somebody's platform on YouTube, a channel you follow, it should be you go there because you like the message, you have fun, and you bounce. You shouldn't go to a channel and be somebody's employee or do what somebody tells you to do. You should be there because you want to be there, because you enjoy it. If you're there boosting a man's ego, you need to get away. Get away from that. Because that's just going to lead to problems. You know, and look, everybody makes mistakes. Look, we follow people and we think they're good and we fall into that trap. We've all been there. Okay. I'm just saying, ladies, gentlemen, be careful. Know who you're dealing with. Okay. YouTube should be something that you enjoy the message. You know, I know people like to get caught up in the drama, you know, but don't go no further than that. It's not a good idea to get caught up in that stuff. It's not a good idea to meet up with people either. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I mean, you could meet good people on YouTube, but you can meet a lot of creeps too. You know, be careful. You know, and you got to ask yourself when you ask me about YouTube, okay? YouTube's a good thing. It is. It's not bad. You just got to be careful with it. YouTube could be used for good and evil. It could be used to uplift people. It could be used for people coming together, having discussions, and it can be fun. It can be nice. Or it could be used to manipulate people too. You know, so you got to think about that. Be careful. Do not give out your personal information on YouTube either. You know, with identity theft and you know all that stuff. Don't give people your information. You want to talk to somebody on a phone? Don't give them your number. Give them a Google number. That way, if they turn out to be a creepy weirdo, you can get rid of them and not have to worry about them tracing where you live and all that other stuff. Okay. I see too many things happen with YouTube. And a lot of times, young ladies trust people and they open themselves up to possibly being taken advantage of, possible exploitation. Okay. We got to be careful. All right. And I want to say this too. Um, you know, through the years on YouTube, um, there was a YouTuber that I did shows in the past with, and we broke ties, and there was a split up that happened. Um, and you know, there was some harsh words going back and forth. I just want to say this. Um, you know, I just want to say whatever said, that's water under the bridge. Whatever was said to me or about me, I forgive you. Um, I'm a forgiving person. Um, you know, and I need to be being a man of faith, I have to forgive. Um, you know, and we all do wrong things, right? So I believe that, we should forgive and move on. Anyway, things said, what's words going to do to you? Might hurt your feelings at the time, but oh well. Been through worse. I've forgiven people for a lot worse than hateful comments or anything like that. So, you know, I'm reaching out and I'm just saying, because you know what? Before all this craziness happened, I remember the good times. I remember when we'd come on, have discussions, and it didn't matter what we were talking about. It didn't matter what the topic was. We had a connection. We had something that was beautiful, something that was amazing. And because two YouTubers have a problem with each other, people have to split up. And that's so unnecessary. That's so horrible. Um, you know, but anyway, I just want you to know that you can reach out to me. I don't hold grudges. I don't care what you said about me 4 months ago or 2 days ago. You know, I want this to be a good, positive thing. I want to help people. I want you to feel good after you come on and watch YouTube. I want to help you, look for signs when you're looking, to be in a relationship. I can't protect you when you're out on a date, but I could put some things for you to look out for, some warning signs. I can give you advice on when I was dating, which was so long ago. But things have changed. But how my marriage works, I could tell you, and it might not work for you, but I could tell you what works for me. And it could help people. That's what it's about. You know, and I miss those times. When I started, it was so pure. It was fun. I'd make a video, get some comments and back and forth. And then I did started doing live shows, and that was really fun. People would come in and we talk about interracial dating, and then we'd go off in the movies or whatever, and nobody cared. It was like it was fun. It was our time together. And at times there was only 4 or 5 people watching, but we had our discussion. We had our time. It meant something. And then we go about our business, and then next week we come back on again and talk about other things. And then I learned how to show a video on YouTube, and that was fun. I missed the cohesion we had, the relationships we had. Some of those people have gone. And, people say you shouldn't get connected to people on YouTube like that. People come and go. But I missed that time. I missed some of the people when I started. And then sometimes people come along and, we have disagreements and people leave, and then people split up because they're mad at me or mad at them. And it's just, and I thought about that. I'm thinking, wow. And I thought, you know what? I'm going solo from here on out. I'm not going to help nobody build a channel. I'm not going to help anybody come up. I'm not going to go looking for other men to come up and do channels, because I get burned when I do that. For some reason, it ends up not turning out well. And then I'm kind of responsible for what they're doing. And I don't want to play that game. Now, I will have look, I'll have people on my show. I'm not going to just be me, but I'm not going to help nobody build nothing. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be saying, hey, go over there and subscribe to him or her. I'm not playing that game no more. Because people that I deal with, sometimes I don't know where their ego's at. I don't know what they're trying to do. There are some people come along that will try to build off what you have for themselves. And I feel I was taken advantage of like that. And I tell you, this dude was good at it. He manipulated the situation, became the victim, made me the bad guy. And I took an L for that one. But that was my fault. I didn't vet. I didn't tell it was too late. You know? But I ain't doing that no more. I learned my lesson. Somebody could come on my show, but that's it. You just did a show with me. We're not connected like that. Not doing that no more. It creates too much drama, too much headache, and you lose friendships over it. I'm not doing it. You know, not like that. But I will invite people on the show. I'm just saying, I'm not going to get involved with somebody else's platform like that. I'm not. Because some people have good intentions, some people don't. But you know what? I took an L for it. And maybe that was a blessing. Because it didn't happen to other people like that. So, you know. But we got to vet people. I need to vet better. Especially when I have people come on my show. I need to know better what they're about. You know, the stuff I'm preaching to women about, I made the mistake. There's been people I thought, man, he's great. She's great. Man, it's going to work. It's going to be great. And some of those people you find out ain't so great. And they don't care about you. It's about them. And when the truth starts surfacing, you know, you can repair from that. But how much damage is done because of, you know, not being careful? How many people are against each other tonight that have been on my platform because I brought people in and it didn't turn out right? And that's my fault. I should know better. I do now. You know? But you know, with me, there's a method to my madness. If I distance myself from somebody, if I kick anybody off my platform, there's a reason. And I do that because I think Black women are being threatened. And that's what I did. And it didn't look good for me. I paid the price for it. I did. But I knew I had to go through it. I knew I had to take that L. But I'm going to be more cautious. Like I said, I'm not helping nobody build nothing. Okay? I mean, I'll invite people to come on my show. I would like to see more white men come on and talk about their love for Black women, Asian men, Hispanic men. I would like to see these guys come up and talk. But I'm not going co-sign with them because I don't know what I'm dealing with. You know? Because I want to sustain what we have here. I want to sustain the Roadrunner 89 Swirl to Investment Network. I want this to be around. How big it grows, really, does it matter? As long as we have people here that enjoy it. As long as we have people here that are happy. And you don't work for me. I work for you. This is your channel. This is for you. You say, well, what do you get out of it? Your friendship, the blessings, getting to know you, having a discussion, hopefully helping somebody down the road. You know, friendship is a blessing. Even if it's a YouTube friendship where we don't even meet face to face. We can connect. We can have love for each other. We can help each other out and not even get to know each other in real life. Most of the people I meet on YouTube, I never see. There's 3 people I met in person on YouTube. 3. 2 of them are married. And you know, one's a young lady that's me and Sandy's age that we met. That's it. The people that come on my panel, I've never seen them in real life at all. Pro Leadership comes on. I never seen her in person. We have a, you know, we did shows together, friendship, that's it. But I don't need to meet people in person. I can be a blessing to you just by talking to you. You can be a blessing to me, same thing. You know, but I don't want to harp on this. I don't want to beat a dead horse because what happened was what happened. Ladies, I just want you to be careful. Ladies, I don't want you to settle for a creepy man. Ladies, I don't want you to be exploited. I don't want you to have to do something for a man because you think his cause is right. I don't want to see black women being exposed, being taken advantage of, exploited. Black women, you're better than that. You know, and be careful because a man says he loves you don't mean he actually loves you. Just because he said he's going to be there for you don't mean he is. I could tell you anything tonight, but the proof is in the actions. You know, when you ask me where I live on YouTube, you know where I live? I live in the YouTube streets. I live on the corner of Swirl and Investment. And my community consists of black women and white men that love each other, that have taken their Swirl to Investment. That's our neighborhood. That's our community. There's another community in the YouTube streets where they swirl to lust and exploitation. Down at Fettuccine Flats at the Beta Buck Trailer Park where the Potty Mouth River flows. Where nothing leads to marriage but to a broken heart. What neighborhood you want to live in? You know, and I just put that image there because I just picture it. You know, like YouTube's like a city, right? We're all in our own communities there, right? There are so many channels on YouTube, so many areas, you know. You got interracial, you know, communities. You got the pro-black communities. You got the whatever, right? But when you're in our space, how do you want to swirl? We're down with the swirl, right? Do you want to take your swirl to investment? Or do you want to take it to lust and exploitation? Do you want to live on the corner of Swirl and Investment? Or do you want to be in the Beta Buck trailer park? I'm just saying. Because it leads to broken hearts. It leads to exploitation. All that comes from there is lust, exploitation, and once you're used up, you're thrown out with the garbage. Yeah, too many snakes at the down there. You know? And one thing I hate this more than anything. This is really what makes me mad is when I see white men out there that actually live up to the stereotypes, to the creepiness, to the fetishizer, to over sexualizing black women, to exploiting black women. All those things, black women, you've been told growing up, there's actually men that fill up that stereotype that actually you can look and say, wow, that was true. There he is. What's that do to good white men that love black women, that want that relationship? And then how do you think black women will look at us and see, well, dang, well, that white guy exploited all kinds of black women. He did this and that. All he did was lust after him. You think black women are going to run to us in troves after seeing that? Heck no. And you can't blame them. You know, it's sad. And you know, I thought about something. You know, I was, thinking, and some people were saying that I was creepy, right? Because I talk so positive about black women, that I say I love black women and they're amazing and all this stuff, right? I've been called creepy for doing this, okay? But yet the same people that call me creepy are over in a space watching pornography together. Like, tell me what's more creepier than that? I'm just saying I love you and respect you, and I think you're awesome. I'm just like, wow. And I thought, why would somebody have that mindset? But it makes sense. And here's why that makes sense. Because there are very few men that will come out and tell how they feel about women. That will tell there are very few white men that will say that they love black women. They do love them, but they won't say it. They won't tell the world how they feel. And I think because I do that, people aren't used to it and they think it's weird. And I think a lot of black women haven't really experienced true love when somebody generally cares for you and don't want nothing from you, but just to say you're beautiful and amazing. They're not used to that. They're used to being taken advantage of, manipulated. Because most people think, and tell me if I'm wrong, and this goes for all races. Most people think that to be in a relationship, you got to go through heartache, pain, and that's the way it is. That they believe if you're not hurting, you're not in a relationship. I believe that. Because when you talk about people, most people are Debbie Downers. They're like, oh my God, this sucks. This is going to go wrong. And I know it ain't going to work. And, you know, most people are like that. Most people don't go around with a positive attitude like, you know what? Yeah, I was knocked down, but I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make it work. You know? And when I tell you about my experiences with black women, you know, I have been blessed, and I share that blessing. Have there been black women that have done me wrong? Yes, and I've talked about it. I talked about toxic relationships with black women. But for the most part, it's been positive. It's been a blessing. But people expect things to be so bad that when you start talking positive and you talk about love and respect, they don't believe you. And it's sad. And I think that's a barrier. And I think a lot of times black women will reach out to the guy that's actually exploiting her, rather than the man that just wants to, love her and be with her. And I think it's because they're not used to that, so they think it's not genuine, it's not real. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think that's what's going on, because that's the only way it makes sense to me. I don't understand how a man can say, take some black women, go watch pornography together, but yet that's not weird. But if a man says, hey, you're amazing, black women, and I love you, it's like, that's creepy. Like, wow. I just, it blows my mind, but I think I understand it. Yeah. I appreciate that. Saying how much you care about us black women is a beautiful thing. We always hear everything bad, ugly. Yeah, and you know what? I say it, I mean it. I see so much beauty and love in black women, and my eyes have been opened up. And why wouldn't I talk about that? Black women are doing amazing things. And we don't even see the true blessing in the black woman. Why? Well, a lot of us white men don't have access to black women like that, to where we learn about black women. But, society isn't going around saying how beautiful and amazing they are. And in fact, stories where black women are doing amazing things, I found, are like in local news stations and don't really go national like that. And it's been that way through time. How many people knew about the space program and the black women that were hired by NASA, the mathematicians behind the space program that made it work? I mean, we know about it now because of Hidden Figures, right? How many people knew about Katherine Johnson and how amazing, how smart she was, and how she had an impact on the space program? I get it. That was during Jim Crow era that, she was there. But how many people knew about that till recently? How many of you guys know that there are two teenage black girls in Louisiana that solved a math problem that hadn't been solved in 2,000 years? How many of you know this? How many of you heard that story? Not many, have you? How many times do people talk about marriage rates interracially with black women? How many people have studied it and found out that all men do better in marriage with black women than any other group of women? It don't matter the race of man. How many of you knew that being married to the black woman, you'll have more success statistically than the women in your group or any other group? How many of you knew that? How many of you knew that a black woman and white man have a 50% less chance of a divorce than two black people, and a 44% less chance of a divorce than two white people? How many of you knew that white men that marry black women have more wealth than white men that marry white women? How many of you knew that? It don't make sense, right? Because we say, well, white supremacy, But when we marry the black woman, we do better. We have more wealth. And she don't have to come in with no wealth. We're not having more wealth because the black woman's bringing it in. What it is black women are showing us more love. Black women are bringing in the best out of us because of their heart, because of their nurturing, because of their character. How many of you guys know this stuff? These are facts. I mean, I knew I had a good marriage with my wife. I knew it was going to last forever. I always knew black women, there was something special about black women. I always knew that black women were amazing. And I tell you, I could talk to black women, and I've said this, they could be in their 20s or 80s, and there is something beautiful and special about a black woman. Do you guys ever talk to black women, you guys out there, and really get to know black women? Because I tell you, if you do, you'd be amazed. And then I thought about it. I'm thinking, why are black women the most unprotected, most disrespected when they're putting in the most work and they're having the most success with the least amount of resources? Why is that happening? And I wonder, I'm like, why is this happening? I'm going to tell you what I think's happening. And I'm going to take it to a spiritual thing here. Black women are such an amazing blessing that God created that the devil wants to destroy. I believe that. Now look, all women are a blessing, so don't come for me on this. But what I'm saying is black women are such a blessing, and they bring so much love that the devil wants to destroy black women. Because if the devil can destroy black women, it won't be long till he destroys us all. Think about it. And you don't even have to be attached to a black woman. I mean, what do you think? You think I'm right? I think I'm right. Because I tell you, in a spiritual sense, anything that's a blessing from God, the devil wants to destroy. And when it comes to women, who has the biggest target? Black women. But when we fall in love with a black woman, we're the most blessed. Think about it. But nobody talks about this. And think about it. The devil's in charge of the earth. If you read the Bible, right? He's controlling the world. Of course, God overrides the devil, but think about it. There's no other woman more attacked than the black woman. And why? I mean, I always wondered about this stuff. But yeah, there's a spiritual war against black women. There is. And I'm telling you. And think about it. Who are the most spiritual women statistically in our country? Black women. Most women of faith are black women. Statistically. So if they're more connected to God, then of course the devil's going to go in on them. Because I tell you, and I believe this with all my heart, once men have their eyes opened and see the true black woman, the world will change. But will we get there? Are we so close to the end times we won't experience that? I mean, we'll experience love with black women and be blessed, and we are. but for the whole nation to change. Yeah, black women are in churches more than black men, yes. Black women are the most spiritual. I'm serious. They're the most loving, too. And I think of my life, and how can a black woman, how can a little boy that's 5 years old fall in love with a black woman and never want to be with any other group of women his whole life? That's my story. And then when I was dating, I prayed to God. I said, God, will you give me a black woman to be my wife? I said that prayer. And I was like 15 years old when I was praying for a black woman to be my wife at 15. Think about this, right? And I meant it. And you know what? I've had a blessed relationship with black women. God has put black women around me that were spiritual, beautiful women. There are a couple corrupt ones, yeah, but for the most part, my path was pretty smooth. And it led me to my wife. Did I deserve that? Oh, heck no. There's no way I can deserve what I got. There's no way I can deserve Sandy. I'm not even going to try to tell that lie. She's more of a blessing than I could ever deserve. But thank God, God don't give us what we deserve, right? But see, there's a verse in the Bible that says, you have not because you ask not. One thing I can do pretty good, okay, with all my faults, there's one thing I'm good at. I'm good at asking. Oh, yeah. I ask God for a lot of things. I'm good at asking. For all the faults I have, I can live up to that verse. And I did. And I was blessed. I had to put in the work, but God blessed me. That's one thing about God. He'll bless you, but you got to put in the work. Sometimes you don't have to put in a lot of work. Sometimes you have to work really hard. But I think spiritually, I think God wants you to be part of your blessing. He wants you to work for your blessing. He could just give it to you, but he wants you to be part of it. And that's a blessing in itself. But I don't want to, I'm starting to go in the church here. But seriously, interracial relationships can be a very beautiful blessing. But it's dangerous. You get around the wrong people, it can hurt you. So you got to be careful. All right? Look for those warning signs. There are people that are great manipulators that'll make you believe that they can do anything and they love you with every ounce of their heart. Later on, you find out they don't really care about you at all. It's all about them. If a man brings you in and you're in a relationship and all he does is blame you, if you get to the point where he's blaming you for everything, leave him. Because that right there is, a sign of a narcissist. A narcissist will never admit they're wrong. Narcissists will blame everybody around them. A narcissist will, make it everybody's fault, but their own. And a narcissist will make you work for them. A narcissist will have you doing things for them. They use people. Narcissists have big egos too. And if you don't do what they say, they're quick to be vengeful. Because it's all about them. The narcissist is the most selfish person out there. He'll exploit you and everybody else to get what he wants or she wants. Women are narcissists too. But there is a spiritual warfare. Ladies, keep your guard up. Okay? Pornography is one way to destroy you. Okay? Men, it's a way to destroy you. Don't get caught up in this. And look, ladies, be careful. Okay? You see that there's good white men out there, right? And there are. And open up your options. I promote that. But know which white man you're dealing with. Okay? There are groups out there right now that are exploiting black women. There are white supremacist groups that are exploiting black women, that are having sexual relations with black women. Okay? And they're not there because they love you. They're there because they lust after you and they're exploiting you. They're out there dealing in race play. There are some sick people out there. There are offshoots of white nationalist movements that go in different ways. And there are black women that love to participate in that too. Okay? You got to be careful what you get into. Be careful who you follow. You know? And if we're protecting black women and have a movement, why would there need to be pornography involved in that? Why would there need to be, backdoor relationships going on? Shouldn't we just be doing the work to improve black women's situation? Just saying, think about it. Narcissists have no empathy. They don't really care about you. And the thing of it is, and ladies, you can kind of sniff it out. If you tell a white man that you think likes you and you tell him that you've went through some things, that you've dealt with trauma, and he says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry about that," and he don't really care, there's no empathy. Narcissists really don't have compassion or empathy. You can kind of sniff that out because he really don't love you. It's not about you. It's about him or her. The narcissist is about the narcissist. So you got to be careful. It's about them. It's not about you. He'll make you think it's about you, and then he'll put you to work, and then he'll have you doing his deeds. He'll have you fighting his battles. That's what narcissists do. They will exploit you. They will have a job for you to do. That's what narcissists do. Because their goal is for them, not you. Someone that truly loves you does not want nothing from you, but for you to be happy. If someone loves you because they don't want nothing from you except maybe they have a relationship with you, maybe to have you as company, have you close to them. But other than that, they don't want nothing from you. And they don't have that ego because they're so focused on you because they love you. They're not thinking about themselves. Narcissists, it's all about them. And there's so many narcissists running around YouTube, it's not even funny. Like I said, this ain't just one guy or one woman doing this. So there's a lot of people. But be careful, ladies. Be careful of the white men you deal with. And it used to blow me away. People would say, "Well, okay, I dated this white guy. How do I know if he's racist?" And I'd be like, "Well, how can he be racist if he's dating you? He likes you. And you're a black woman." But then when I study things and I see things the way they are, because these groups out there, there's white nationalist groups out there messing with black women, getting off on exploiting black women. And when they do these sexual acts, it's not because they love you, it's because they lust after you and they want to humiliate you because they think of you as less than. Think about it. So now that changed my way of thinking. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are that evil that it's horrible. Look, when you research the data and you look at FBI cases and stuff that's open to the public, different hate groups and how they branch off to different things, it'll blow your mind. And look, these white supremacist group got black people with them in it. I kid you not. I kid you not. Some of the stuff I learned, I'm like, oh my God, that don't make sense, but it's happening. Yeah, but enough of that. Look, be careful. There are evil things going on as we speak. If you see something that's not right, report it. Okay? If you get something weird that comes across, your email or whatever, and you think, well, I don't know if this is real or not, report it. Why? Because there could be something evil going on. And I know most of the time we don't believe that because we think because of all the rumors and, people trying to smear each other. So we think, whatever. It's just someone trying to report it anyway. Because it might be true. It might not be. It might just be somebody trying to make somebody look bad. But I'm telling you, report it. Because it might be something might be going on. Someone might need help somewhere. Someone might be in danger. Okay? So seriously, take it serious. Okay? And there's nothing wrong reporting it. And let's say it's not true. You're not wrong for reporting it. Just say, hey, I got this. I don't know if it's true or not, but hey, law enforcement, can you look into this? This don't look right. Something's wrong. And it could be a nothing burger. They might investigate it and there's nothing going on. No harm, no foul, right? Just don't go in there slandering people and say, yeah, they're doing this and I know they are. No, tell the truth. Say, hey, I got this. I don't know if it's true or not, but here. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you. Anything I see that don't look right, I'm reporting it. I do that. Because right now, in our country, there's human trafficking going on. There's missing little girls and women, mainly black women and little girls. And could this stuff be going on in social media on the back door? Oh, yeah. They found people being human trafficked through social media things, through porn sites. I mean, they found, people moving children through airports. This is a serious thing. There's a dark, evil world out there, and people are being exploited. Black women and girls are the most vulnerable. So be careful. Be careful in your dating. Be careful on social media. Okay? Be very careful. And anybody out there, if you're going through some things and you need help, someone to talk to, reach out. Email me or anybody on this panel. Okay? Look, I'm not saying there's anything going on or anything like that. Look, I'm just seeing some weird stuff. And lately, YouTube's been crazy weird lately. Okay? I know there's beefs and people don't like each other. But some stuff is not looking right, not adding up. Okay? So be vigilant, guys. All right? If it don't look right, talk to somebody about it. You know, you're not implicating nobody. You're just saying, hey, this don't look right. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like if you see somebody jumping the walls in the people's yards, you report it because it don't look right, right? It could be just kids jumping the wall and just running through people's yards. It might not be anything. Or it could be somebody casing houses, breaking in the windows. We don't know. But anyway, I don't want to harp too much on it. But what I want to say is keep your eyes open. Look for the red flags. Okay? Ladies, be careful. There are men out there that know that you are opening up your options. They know the marriage rates in the black community. They study this stuff. They see black women out there that are divesting. Okay? They're seeing this take place. And there are creepy dudes lurking that will manipulate black women. Okay? So be careful. They might use you for sexual reasons or to boost their ego or just, you never know. So be careful. Okay? Don't leave the Cocoa Puffs for the dusty white flakes. Okay? I'm just saying. Don't do it. Be careful. Vet who you're with. And it might seem great. You know, you might say, well, dang, we go together like peanuts and chicken and everything's wonderful. But you don't know who you're dealing with. Look for the red flags. Okay? You know, how's your relationship? How's the dates going? Is it wonderful? And then he's blaming you or you're not moving fast enough for him? Okay? And ladies, because you're dating somebody don't mean you have to go to bed with them, okay? I know society puts that out there and makes it look like that's what people do, but no, you don't owe no man nothing. Whether he takes you to dinner or whatever he does for you, you owe him nothing. A date is a date. It should be to get to know whether you're meant for each other, right? Where are you going to end up? Are you going to end up in the corner of Swirl and Investment? In that nice gated community where people love each other and you build families? Or are you going to the Beta Buck trailer park? Okay? Down at Fetishizing Falls, you know where the potty mouth runs? I'm telling you, it's an awful place. A lot of sea creatures down there. Okay? A lot of swamp creatures. You don't want that. Okay. You don't want just a hookup, okay? Because that just a hookup can turn into a big nightmare real quick. All right. I'm going to drop the link if you want to come up. And we can talk about anything. I don't care. I just want you guys to be careful. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, open up your options, but be careful when you do it. Okay? Don't just think, hey, he's a white guy or an Asian guy, and they're usually good guys, so this guy's all right. Get to know them, because there's creeps in every group. Okay? There's dust in every group. You don't want to be tasting the rainbow of dust, right? You get with Tyrone, and he's, you thought he was a good guy. You went Cocoa Puffs for him, right? You went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Ended up, you got dust. So you opened up your options. And you found that creepy Chad. And you went wacko for the white flakes, right? You didn't make no progress. You just went from one dust bucket to the next. That's all you did. White dust is just as disgusting as black dust. Okay? Get the right man. And we need to hold people accountable. Okay? So, and don't try to be the Build-A-Bear, okay? Build-A-Bear is a fun place. Look, I take my granddaughters there. They pick out a bear and they build a bear. The bear they want to have with the outfit and the accessories, and it makes them happy. And I like seeing my granddaughters happy. They can build a bear to what they want. But when it's a human being, you can't do that. You can throw an outfit on them, and you can, dress him up to, you might have him looking good, but is he good? Okay. He might look good to you, but does he have a good heart? Does he care about you? Is he going to protect you? Okay. Is he going to go get a job and bring home a paycheck? Or is he going to lay down, or is he going to sleep on your couch and, expect that hot plate while you're working 2-3 jobs? Is he going to compete with your kids for the Lunchables and the juice boxes? Okay. There are men lurking out there looking for single mothers that have children because they know they got resources. And this happens all the time. And then the poor kids, that, are with a single mother, they got to compete with some grown dude that for the juice box, for the Lunchables. And then they suffer. And then the woman, she suffers because he don't really love her. He's just like a warm body, she clings to till he bounces to the next chick, right? Look, be careful. Sometimes a little vetting will save you a lot of heartache. And look, I think black women need to open up their options because there's not enough black men for black women. Okay? There's not. There's going to be over 2 million women left out if every black man married a black woman. You're still over 2 million in the deficit. Okay? And we know every black man's not going to get married. Only 30% are married, statistically. And then you got to look, they're the group of men that date and marry out the most. So guess what? Your numbers go down even more, black women. Then guess what? Now you're competing for the men. And then you tell them, you express your love for black men and let him know that, he's the only option for you, then guess what? You need to date and marry down. Hmm. Hey, Kevin Samuels was right. You know what? I got to give it to him on this thing. He was absolutely right. And when it comes to this, and let me explain. Don't come for me because I wasn't a fan, but he was right in this area. He told black women, "You're going to have to date and marry down." Okay, and I know that wasn't good to hear, but if you're going to be only with black men exclusively, and there's more of you than them, then they get to be picky. And then you have highly educated black women competing for that, you know, that construction worker, and you got a law degree. I'm just saying, I mean, nothing against construction workers. I'm just saying, you're going to have to date and marry down to compete. So that's why black women need to open up their options. That way you don't have to lower your standards. That way you don't have to date and marry down. And then guess what? Then the black men that have to compete, then guess what? The black women that only want black men, then they'll be better off too, right? Would that make sense logically? I mean, men are better when they have to compete. I mean, they appreciate you more too. And I think that's another reason why black women, white men relationships do better, because us as white men appreciate you better than black men do. Why? Because we don't have access to you like that. And when we do get access, we really appreciate that. We look at it as a blessing that you even talked to us and gave us the time of day. That's how I always felt. I was like, wow. But anyway, hey, Rain, how's it going?
Hey, Roadrunner, how are you? Long time. It's been about a few weeks since we last talked. How are you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it has been a while. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I just caught a live, just catching up. I don't know what the topic is today.
oh yeah, it's the dangers and blessings of interracial relationships.
Oh, yeah, I've experienced nothing but blessings when I've dated interracially.
Uh-huh.
Um, they've been very positive. There haven't been any dangers that I have experience, but I think that's just due to just vetting and getting to know the gentleman I'm seeking, and plus the men I'm speaking to are God fearing as well, so that
Okay.
plays a big part in um, my dating experiences. So I've been having a good time, and I do encourage other black young girls and women to just expand their options. Don't be afraid to be social, be personable. Yes, there are white men that are extremely shy, very conservative. They typically don't think that you're interested or that they'll have a shot. So throw a smile. um, I mean, I do a lot of the things that white men tend to enjoy. A lot of extreme sports like hiking. I enjoy watching them surf, ski. So a lot of those things I have in common. So just don't be afraid to put yourself out there, and don't worry about who should make the first move versus who shouldn't. If you really like somebody, just take your shot.
Yeah.
Just have the confidence. Because a lot of times, what has been told to me when I've dated, is that they couldn't believe that I accepted a date. They couldn't believe that they were in the presence of such beauty. So I
Mm.
was taken aback and humbled. So yeah, I say go for it. You know, the dates I've been on were just absolutely phenomenal. Um, One of the best dates that I have recently went on was out into the ocean. The guy took me out on the Yeti and we walked on the
Oh,
Yeti, which is a bunch of rocks, and we were in the middle of the Pacific Northwest Ocean.
oh
And we
wow.
watched the sunset. And not only that, he taught me how to determine when the tide goes in versus when it comes out, and when to get off of the rocks when they're wet. So, yeah, I mean, they were just, near and dear. Like the dates that I've had were all meaningful dates, Brett. So, I thank you for like 2 or 3 years ago. I think I found your channel,
Mhm.
and I exercised my options, and they've been very beneficial to me. So,
Oh, nice.
but
I'm
put
glad.
God first. You have to if
Yeah.
you go into it with like anything without God and prayer, it's not going to be successful. So I encourage a God fearing man, someone that has faith and has a
Mhm.
spirituality about them, and that's what works for me anyway.
Yeah. That well said. Yeah. And you know, I think my marriage with my wife has been successful because both me and my wife are people of faith, and we hit 29 years. I don't know if you know this, but me and Sandy got back from Hawaii. We went on vacation to Hawaii, and we took the whole family. Our kids, grandkids, everybody. And we hung out in Honolulu, but we toured the whole island. We went all the way to the North Shore and to different beaches and stuff, and did some parasailing. I got videos of that. I got video of a sea turtle. I was just swimming around and snorkeling, and had a blast. Um, yeah, but
It
I mean,
sounds like it was fun. I mean, I want to conquer bungee jumping. That's on my bucket list. Is
oh, that
bungee jumping.
yeah, that would be a thrill. We did parasailing, and we did the extreme. It was 1,000 feet, and me and my wife and our two daughters went and did it, and we had a blast. I got video of it. I showed it on one of my live streams, and oh my god, it was a blast. And we want to go. We're planning on going to the Bahamas in May to celebrate our 30-year wedding anniversary. This time it's just going to be me and my wife. But this
That
was
is well deserving, Brett.
yeah.
You and Mrs. Sandy deserve it all. And I just want to commend you for you. I will say that you have remained genuinely consistent with your message as it pertains to interracial dating, and it has not wavered. And I thank you for being consistent. I thank you for being an ally. I thank you for providing the information the right way, and that's so important. And if it wasn't for your encouragement, because I was a little nervous before when I first, but then it was just like, once I'm telling you, ladies, once you get a taste of the white chocolate, it's like you're sprung. Because I'm gonna just say, they're just more innovative when it comes to dating. They date based off of your likes. And so we went to like a bookshop, and he was noticing books I liked and was just noting them down. So they're just very inquisitive, and they really like intellectual black women. Intellectuality is by far the biggest stimulant of attraction that I
Yeah.
found.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I look back, and what you're saying is a man of faith is important. I think women of faith is important. I've had really positive relationships with black women. I had a couple that were toxic, but for the most part, it's been a blessing. And the women I've been around were women of faith, and my faith has been influenced on black women. I mean, seriously, from when I was a boy till growing up, and I just think early on I seen the beauty in black women, and I seen the true beauty, true love. Not, it wasn't the physical part. It started when I was young. I could, feel the love, and black women are, loving and nurturing, and nature, and and
Yeah.
like you were talking, I was like, whenever a black woman, and how you're saying that a lot of white men, we don't think you like us. That's true. I've always felt that way. And when a black woman accepted me, it's like I won the lottery. I remember when I was 16, my first girlfriend, and she was a black girl. And I asked her out in high school, and she grabbed my hand and said, "Yeah, I'll be your girlfriend." And I felt like this is the greatest day of my life. It was like I
Yeah.
I was so happy. I was so excited.
Oh.
And
I'm
you know,
envisioning that. And I
it,
think because white men and black women have such a similar mindset as
Mhm.
being the burden of the one that has to get the bag, the one that has to maintain the family structure. And I
Mhm.
think out of the two groups that were the most loyal, like I think
Yeah,
white men and black women understood the assignment of valuing family, wanting to build, wanting to create. So I think it's a great dynamic. I'm having a lot of fun. Um, it's just been a lot of fun. But like you said, when you keep faith um, first, it just works out better for me at least.
yeah, and it does, because I think it makes you see things for what they are, and it's humbling too. You realize that you're not always right. You realize that and I think, and you realize that you got to love each other more than your problems. We're human beings. We get on each other's nerves, but when you have true love, you work it out. And sometimes, look, and with me and my wife saying, there's been times I had to admit, you know what, I was wrong. Sorry. But with faith, you can do that, and if you're both a man and woman of faith, I think you're more grounded. You see things more clearly, where it's not like I'm right, you're wrong, and you know,
Exactly. And it's
yeah,
definitely not I definitely don't worship any males.
yeah,
Um, I just think it's when you just find somebody that you have similar interest in. Like there's billions of people on this planet and I don't believe that anyone's destined to be by themselves. You just have to put yourself out there and put your best foot forward, and not every person, white male you'll meet, um, are you going to have a physical encounter. A lot of them are my friends because
yeah,
of the similar interests, like the arts, like the beach, like nature. So we have
mhm,
different similarities, and so we'll still remain friends. So
yeah, yeah.
I think we need to normalize male and female relationships again. I don't think it's really normalized right now in 2023. So I
Yeah,
really like to normalize, like, it's totally natural to want a relationship with another person.
yeah, I agree. And yeah, I would say the same thing you say. I mean, there's black women. I really connect with black women, even at work, or where I live. It's just something that, and I think we're a lot alike, to where we have the same values, and it's just like we see things a certain way. Um, and relationships are important. Our whole life, I think we're always in relationships. It starts out when you're little as friends, how to live with each other. They teach you to share and be kind to one another. And as we grow up, if we do our relationships right, it leads us into a marriage where, and a marriage is a friendship. For a marriage to work, you gotta it's beyond the physical. You gotta be, friends. You have that friendship connection, best friends, you spiritually connected, um, just loving being around each other. There's so many elements to it. It's the physical's there, but that's a part of it. Um,
Yeah.
but
And I
I
like that
yeah.
you showcase, because I'm going to be honest with white males. It, to me, in my opinions, it's different levels of intimacy
Mhm.
that are excluded from just the sexual part. It's
Yeah.
just like you when you and Mrs. Sandy went to Hawaii. Intimacy could be shampooing your hair. Intimacy could be reading a book in bed together. Intimacy could be holding
Mhm.
hands, eating ice cream. So there's like all different types of intimacy that I'm learning since dating,
Yeah.
that they enjoy, and I also found that I liked as well.
Yeah. And a lot of times when my wife takes her braids out, she'll wait till I get home from work and have me help her do it. Um,
Oh,
yeah, and that just something we do. She likes that. Um, that's kind of, I guess, can be an intimate thing. I mean, we're not. I'm just helping her take her braids out, but it's something we're doing together. Um, sometimes where we live, we live like outside of town and we can see the city, the lights where we live. Sometimes we just get a blanket and go sit out on the porch and just wrap up in a blanket and just talk about whatever and hang out. Um,
Runner, you're kind of robotic. Is that your mic?
uh, maybe. I don't know. Does it sound kind of weird?
It sounds like a transformer a little bit.
Oh, okay. It's probably the audio. I don't uh let me see here. It's probably the internet connections, probably. Okay. Well, it says it's yeah. It should be sounding. I got the microphone on, but can you hear it clearly, or is it just like near 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 near?
It's better now. It's better
It-
now. You
it-
fixed whatever it was.
oh, okay. Yeah, I got the mic on and then my headset, but this microphone usually sounds pretty good. But I don't know where I live. Sometimes my internet connection, because it's where I live. It's a new, it's a new neighborhood, and there's not a lot out here. So they're trying to get some towers out here. So we don't always get the best internet. So you know, it might be that. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it usually does pretty good, but sometimes it'll, you
It'll
know,
go in and out. Yeah,
yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
We got to do more movie reviews again, Brent.
I know. You know what?
Jeez,
I'm going to do that. I missed that. We had those movie reviews were fun, and
they were dope.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think we'll start doing one a week. Maybe I'll put a poll out there and people can vote on a movie.
yeah.
Oh, hey, guess what? My wife Sandy's going to do a live tomorrow by herself. She's
What?
going. Yes, she's going to do ladies' night.
What
Um,
time?
6 o'clock Eastern.
Oh man, is it
Yeah.
going to be on
So
YouTube?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I'm
She's going.
there.
Yeah. She's going to be here. She's going to do it. This is going to be her first live by herself. So I'll be in the back room, watching the chat, make sure no trolls are coming in. But she's going to do it tomorrow. So um Yeah, 6 o'clock Eastern will be on, guys. If you want to come, support Miss Sandy. We haven't really thought of a topic yet. I think she wants to talk about, I don't know, just being safe when dating, or but it'll be like an open thing, whatever you want to talk about that, you know. Um and she just wants to get her feet wet and just try it. And I'm excited. I'm like, "Oh my god, yes." Like, so
Yeah.
yeah,
This will be a good time for me to get to meet or get to know Mrs. Sandy more virtually,
yeah.
because you praise her so much, and I catch a lot of your couples videos that you do together. But it'll be really interesting to see her do her thing on her own. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I started this thing where I did ladies' night, and what that was is the show appreciation to the ladies that support me and follow me, just to show them some love. And I started doing that, and I think Indiana Mom suggested Sandy do it. So I asked my wife. She says, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll try it." So I was like, "All right." So, and I think that'll be better because ladies' night with ladies. Um, I know you guys like to hear me talk, but it's much better when my wife does it, especially. But
Yeah. I love
yeah,
Miss Sandy's voice. She has like an ASMR voice. It's like very soothing, and I like it. Her voice is very calming.
yeah, she's amazing. I mean, wow. I look, when I prayed for a good wife, God, He give me a good wife and more. Um, and yeah, I mean, it. My wife, she's such a people person. I mean, just getting to know her, you fall in love with her. I remember when we were dating, and I brought my family over, and or I brought my wife over. Well, this was before she was my wife, to meet my family, and my family fell in love with her. Even my grandmothers from both sides that didn't like the fact that I was going to marry a black woman, even they came around. And she just got that personality where you can't help but love her. She's just got that personality. I mean, even if,
Yeah.
yeah,
Got a
but
good aura about her.
yeah, yeah, she does. Look, when I first talked to her, I remember I was so nervous, and this was back in 1993, so that was a long time ago. But I remember I was so nervous, and I was trembling, my heart was racing, and she told me, she said that I said, I talked to her afterwards. Did you understand what I was saying? She said, I knew what you're saying. I could see it in your eyes. And she said that, she loved that I was nervous, that I was, because she knew I had feelings for her. And I remember thinking when we were talking and I kind of calmed down a bit, the nervousness. I remember thinking in my mind, I was thinking, I love you. I just, that was my thought. And I'm just meeting her, just her personality. I was like, wow. Um, and we went on,
Wow.
a few dates, and then uh
Solidified it after that, huh?
yeah, yeah, 6 months later we were married. And people said, you moved
Amen.
way too fast. Yeah,
When
well,
you're in love and you're certain, when there's certainty, it doesn't take 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years.
it don't. And I
It
knew I
really
wanted.
doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I knew I wanted to marry my wife. It didn't take long for me to figure it out. Um
Yeah.
it and we've been married 29 years. Next May will be 30.
Mm-hmm.
Um People that were telling me it wouldn't work and you move too fast, they've been divorced, and
Mm-hmm.
it's but you know
Well,
what? We
yeah.
did it the right way too, though. I mean, people would say it was fast, but it really wasn't. We got to know each other, um, and we wanted the same things in life. So, it worked out. It just, you know, it was just meant to be. And I remember my dad said, my dad talked to me, he says, son, you're getting married and it's forever. And you got to, stand by your wife no matter what. And he says, you know what? Not everybody's going to understand the special, marriage you and Sandy have. And I looked at my dad and I said, I told him, I said, too easy. like, and it wasn't like arrogance or thinking, I got this. It was like, it was too easy in the sense that I love her more than any problems could come before us. We're going to make it. It's,
That's
um,
because you put God first, you
mhm.
manifested what you wanted, and you also prayed. So
Yeah,
that also is a big factor in it as well, I believe.
yeah, it was. And, we were going to church together while we were dating too. And I remember we talked to my wife's preacher because this is how it happened. I went in the army, right? I got married, went in the army, and then I had to. We planned to get married, but we didn't know when I was going to be home to do this. So as soon as I could come home, we were going to get married and do it. And, um, so it was like we couldn't really plan it. Um, but we when I came home, we got married, and it was a nice wedding. We did it at a clubhouse they had townhouses, and they had like a banquet room with a pool, and it was nice, and they let us use
Oh
it because
yeah.
one of my wife's friends lived in that complex, so they let us use the thing. And it was nice, and we took pictures. It was a big wedding for last minute planning. Um it turned out awesome, and we took pictures, and then they asked us, hey, can we keep some pictures so we can show people what they can do with it. um and we're like, yeah. We came back like 27 years later, and they still had our pictures up there. And the lady that was in charge, we said, we got married here, way back in 94. Can we, look around? And she was like, oh, yeah, go ahead. So she, walked with us in there, and our pictures were still up there. And she said, that's you guys. I said, yeah. I mean, we're a lot skinnier there, a lot younger, but it was like, it was so neat. They still had those pictures. Um, that, but anyway, I mean, just going
Oh
down
my goodness, Roadrunner. I can't believe Josh is a real person. I remember 3 years ago I thought he was a catfish. He's a real person.
yeah.
Wow. All
Yeah,
right,
he's
Josh. Good for him. Okay.
yeah, he was around back when I started.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That was
remember we were like, Josh,
years.
when are you gonna get Cam up? Cam up. Okay, it's really good to see Josh still on here. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm going to do a movie night. I missed that. I got away from it for a while. We need to
Oh man.
that was
I think
fun.
because it was so many copy strikes, it was so many issues. I know when we did The Bodyguard, it was like it
Yeah.
was a really good review, but then it was like flagged or something. But yeah, I loved movie night.
Yeah, yeah, that's what happened. It was I think because of the trailer I showed had a
Yeah,
copyright.
yeah.
So, yeah. and then we did that one on a Bronx Tale. That was a fun one too.
Oh my god, that was good. I
Yeah.
wanted to do Lakeview Terrace. I don't know if you did Lakeview Terrace yet with Kerry Washington.
No, I don't think. Maybe we'll do that one.
Lakeview Terrace is about yeah, it's a couple who moved into a suburban neighborhood. It's really good. It's a really I like Kerry
Oh no,
Washington
no, no,
anyway.
no! I did do one on that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was with Samuel Jackson, and he was the jealous
Yeah.
black guy that
Yep.
um yeah, I guess his wife ran off with the white guy, so he just hated white guy.
He was awful.
Yeah, and he was like terrorizing them.
He was awful.
That was a good movie, but he
He was a
really
hater.
he was evil. Oh my
He was
god.
the lights, the bright lights when they were sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll have to find some more interracial I don't I did you watch what's the one with Sanaa Lathan?
Oh yeah,
Something
yeah,
new. Did you do that one already?
yeah. We did that one.
Okay, so we did a lot of them already. I
Well,
have to search.
we can recycle them too and redo them.
Okay.
I mean, we could do that. I mean,
It'd
there's
be
been
good to break it down as we're watching it too.
yeah,
Um, that was such some fun times doing movie reviews. They're very
yeah.
inspirational.
That was great, but I kept getting copyrights for showing scenes though.
Yeah,
But what I did is you can show pictures, um, of the different scenes. I wish I could just show the scenes of the movie because that was really great. Because it was like, oh yeah, remember when this happened and
yeah,
she did this and um, I don't know. I could do it. It won't be monetized, but that's okay. I mean, I'll try it. I'll do some scenes and but you can't go too long because a Bronx Tale they shut down my live stream
yeah,
on that one because people were like and it went blank and just the comments were showing up.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they thought I was showing the whole movie because I think what happened is I didn't break it down as quick as I should have. Um, you know, but
Yeah. But it'll work out even if we don't like play the entire movie. It could just be like, a summary of it and people that watched it, we can just talk about it, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we thought, maybe, go more intrusive into the characters. It'd be even nice to kind of like um yeah, it'd be really kind of nice to do that as far as the actors and actresses go.
yeah, well,
To see like the dynamics, like how they interact with each other in the relationships.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, I might start doing that once a week. A movie night would be a good way to break things. You know, I,
Yeah.
I, yeah, I miss doing movie night. That was so fun. Um, I might just recycle a few movies because something new was. I mean, that's an awesome movie, and that was fun to do it. And of course, The Bodyguard's good.
Oh my God, wasn't it? Kevin Costner was just good looking anyway, but even something new was great as
Yeah,
well.
it
I
was.
thought they did a very good job with that movie. I was hoping they did a part two, but um I did. I had inboxed the movie company to see where they're going to do something new part two because I'm pretty certain like they had a family, they had children. So I was curious to see what their continuation was.
Yeah, yeah, that would have been nice to do a part two. Did they ever do a remake of Bodyguard? I know they were talking about who was it, Lizzo and somebody else, or I don't know if they ever did it, but it was going to be a black couple they're doing
Yeah,
Bodyguard.
I think it's
Uh,
on the shelf. I remember it, but I think it was on the shelf because it was so much backlash.
yeah,
I hadn't heard anything about the project since then.
yeah. I think because Whitney Houston, and she's such an icon. And she passed on. I think people didn't really want them to recreate that. That's like her movie. Um, out of respect for her. I I
Yeah.
I think if they did, I think maybe like maybe a Kelly Rowland and maybe that white guy from Superman or something. That would be like
Yeah.
a Hollywood type couple,
Yeah.
and she can sing, she's got a great voice.
But no one
Um,
can do it like Whitney. There were like
yeah.
videos of like toddlers. It
Mhm.
were it was these two twin toddlers, and they were watching Whitney Houston's video. And when she brought just burst out and said, "And oh, I will always love you," they like were stunned and they began to cry. It was like so many compilations of children that heard that song, and the parents recorded the reaction, and they were just like in tears or just
Mhm.
captivated by Whitney's voice. It was like goosebumpy. I'll have
Yeah.
to send you all the clips, but it was something to behold. Like I don't think anybody can ever redo the film. I hope Kevin
Yeah.
Costner holds the rights to it.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Yeah,
it's yeah,
that's a movie you don't mess with. That's
yeah,
that's that's Whitney's. You know what?
yeah.
And her voice, nobody will ever have a voice like her.
No,
I mean,
no,
I mean it. She had a voice that came straight from heaven. I'm just saying. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, and it would. I could see how toddlers would do that because it'd bring out emotions. Because her voice was
Yeah,
just that beautiful that it would. Um.
yeah. I think her Leo, she's a Leo. I think her birthday's coming up soon. I think
No,
it's in
okay.
August. Yeah. I
Hey, you know
miss
what?
Whitney.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, let's. You know what? Let's do a movie review for the anniversary of her birthday.
And
That would be
I was
cool.
just gonna, yeah, I was just thinking that we should pay homage to Mrs.
Yeah.
Houston. I'm so mad that she picked Bobby Brown. I think she
Oh, I
might
know.
have still been alive, maybe if she got with a guy that would have valued her and pushed her to be, made an honest woman out of her. It just I don't,
Yeah.
I don't a lot of people didn't like her selection of Bobby. It just wasn't a good look for her because Whitney was more classy and elegant,
Yeah.
and she could do opera. She just was an international just superstar. She was beloved by so many. So
Yeah.
I'm sad to see her go, but yeah, I think that'd be a phenomenal idea. I would definitely be down to watching The Bodyguard and a compilation of her songs and things and how much she meant to the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to do that. Let me see when her deal is. I'll see the
Okay,
day off. We'll do a movie review on that. I'm going to do it.
alrighty,
We'll
cool
do
beans.
it'll be a recycled bodyguard, but we'll just, we'll watch it. And guys, if you want to be part of that movie review, let me know. Um, but anyway, I'm
It
sorry,
says it's
Alex.
August 9th.
August 9th. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. So I'll plan it around there. Um, Sorry to keep you guys waiting. I have Alexander and Indiana Mom.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. Was in a wedding today, so it's been a long day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet.
Oh, hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Um, it's going good. It's going good today. Yeah. I wasn't doing much today. I mean, I did have a live that I did today, but other than that, I wasn't doing that much. Um, yeah, yeah, and I want to say this conversation, it is a good conversation,
Mhm.
and And I think black women should open up their options as well. But I do think that, you know, the vetting, and I promote that on my channel as well. And I and and I also said that remember to vet the men that that you are with, because again, like you said, there are narcissistic people out here,
Hmm.
and also weirdos and creeps. And I think that, black women have been in the shackles of the black community for a very long time, and it's time for them to branch out.
Yeah. Yeah, and logically the numbers don't add up because there's literally over 2 million more black women than black men. So the race loyal thing, it, it can't work. The numbers don't mesh up. And then black men date and marry out more than black women do. So that slants it even more. And then the marriage rates in the black communities, last I looked, was approximately 30% of black men married, 27% of black women. Um, so yeah, they have. I mean, logically, they have to open up their options if they want to be married. Now, if they don't want to be married, but I think most women want to be married. I think most black women do. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but the women I talk to want to have a marriage, want to have, that dynamic, the marriage, the family. Um, and they're better off opening up their options because they have more men to choose from. And we're seeing that black women, white men lead the way when it comes to marriage, the longest lasting marriages. So if something's going good, we need to promote it. And I think just the fact of people shifting and open up their options, it gives black women a lot more options, you know, because if you're only dedicated to black men, well, they know they got you then, in a sense. And that's when, you're told to date down and don't expect too much because, it just makes sense, you know, regardless of what you think who should date and marry who, if you want everybody to have a chance of being married, options have to be opened. It does. Um, and I've always promoted interracial relationships. And, I came up with the term swirl to investment, meaning interracial dating to marriage. Um, I wanted to promote it the right way. I don't want to just promote swirling because, hey, it's exciting. Black women are beautiful. I want to date them for a while. No, I want it. If you're not all in, don't do it. That's my opinion with it. Um, but if you have love for black women and you see the beauty in them, you want to be with them, then take your swirl to investment. Um, you know, and I wanted to make it more of a traditional faith-based type thing, because I believe people with faith do better in marriage because they have faith. They're praying, they're following the scripture, and you can't go wrong doing that. I'm just saying. But anyway, uh, Indiana mom,
Yeah,
yeah, it's good to see you.
you too.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been on the panel. I haven't.
Well, my mini me, uh,
Oh,
uh, Honey Bear is watching, and she was bugging me about the wedding thing.
Oh,
She said,
okay.
"Mom, you have to tell them what happened with you and Dad."
Oh, okay. What happened?
I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay." Well, we all know, we met in college,
Uh-huh.
freshman year. We were friends for like 9 months. I didn't know he liked me. We're lab partners, and he said later that his dad made it very clear that if he took a friend out for lunch or out for coffee, you have to pay for her meal,
Hmm.
even if it's just a friend.
Yeah.
He never said you have to wait for her after every class, after every cheer practice, after everything she does, and walk her back to the dorm and walk her to and from class. He never said that, but he did it anyway. So for 9 months, he was like my best friend. And um, I had no clue that he liked me at
Mhm.
all. And another guy, uh, I want to say he was like on lacrosse or something. I don't know. Asked me out, and I said sure. And
Mhm.
I went to my best friend and I said, "Hey, um, Kevin, Andrew, Jason, whatever, asked me out. Well, I have a date for Friday night." And he was like, "No, you don't."
No, you don't.
And I went, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, unless he's going to take me out too, and we can all go out, and he can pay for everything, but he's not taking my girl anywhere." And I was like, "You're what? Huh?" He said, "Yeah, I've been doing all this for 9 months." He's like, "No, I." He's like, Call him and tell him you're not." Okay, no problem." I So I booked the date, and we dated very, very seriously. Very committed for all 4 years of college. And 2 days after graduation, he proposed. Um, at our We had a combined open house, um, where both families were there and all of our friends. And he proposed then.
Oh,
And
nice.
we had planned for, it was like supposed to be early August is when our mothers kind of took over. And um, they planned this huge, extravagant, crazy wedding. And um, we were cool with it. We didn't really care. Either way, we just wanted, our wedding.
Hmm.
And we had a couple of friends that had invited us to Vegas with them
Hmm.
for a week. And so we all went to Vegas, the four of us, and they spontaneously decided that they were going to elope at one of the chapels. And someone had the bright idea that we should have a double wedding. And there was alcohol involved.
Hmm.
And we all signed the paperwork, and we woke up the next day, and I was like, "Oh, our moms are going to be so mad." He said, "We don't have to tell them." And I said, "Excuse me? What?" And he said, "Yeah, maybe we can just have two wedding dates." And I said, "Oh, I don't know about this." But we did tell them, and they thought it was hilarious. And they said, "Well, yeah, we'll take the official date, but we're still having the wedding.
Hmm.
And we're still doing the whole shebang with family and friends." And they didn't really care what the date was. They just wanted to see everybody together,
Yeah.
and the music and the food and the dancing, and they wanted all that. So we did it anyway. But now we have two wedding celebrations that we do. We
Oh,
do
okay.
our original one, which is July 18th. We do that just the two of us. And then our August 5th we celebrate with family.
Oh, okay. So you got married in July because you got married in '94.
Yeah.
Uh, and I
We're,
got
we were about 2 months after you.
yeah. Me and Sandy got married in May 19th, 1994. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we're July 18th.
yeah, that's amazing. We've been married like the same amount of years.
Yeah.
That yeah.
And we both have one son, two daughters.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, we do. It's funny. Yeah, yeah, that's
And I have the new you're beating me on the grandbabies.
yeah. I got two granddaughters now.
Yeah, I just
So
have the one. We're not in
okay,
any rush for anymore. She's a handful. She's 18 months old now.
yeah,
Talking up a storm. Um, at least, well, since we got back from traveling over the winter,
mhm,
um, she's been going roller skating with Nana. We try to go every Saturday afternoon. We didn't earlier today because of the wedding, but
yeah.
I'm gonna take her probably Wednesday. But she goes skating with Nana. I
Okay.
started her early, just like I did with mine. She's pretty good. You know, we locked those wheels, so her wheels aren't really rolling. She's just walking on them, but she
Oh, okay.
takes off and she has such a blast, and she does her little dances and pops her fingers and does her little wiggles and shakes and just thinks that she is the queen of the roller rink.
Oh, okay. Uh
And she loves it when Papa falls. She
oh
thinks
yeah.
it's hilarious.
Hey, rain just dropped off. Um yeah. Hey Rain, if you want to come back on, you can, or if you're done for the night, I just want to thank you for coming up. Um I always put the link because sometimes YouTube will drop you off, or StreamYards will drop you off without you being dropped off.
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
there she is. Oh,
Cool.
hey, hey, Rain. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but
Oh
I didn't
no,
know.
it's probably my signal. I had to reset it.
Oh,
That was a
okay.
beautiful story that I heard. It was really nice.
Yeah, she has awesome stories. I tell you, and it's amazing because I remember when Indiana Mom first come on, and we're talking about our interracial marriages, and we found out we were married the same year. Um, her and her husband got married 2 months after me and Sandy did.
Yep.
So we've been married, uh, you know, like 29 years. Uh,
Yep.
it, yeah. So and we got the same combination, two daughters and a son.
Uh, so Indiana mom, can I ask you, since in the 90s, did you and your spouse face a lot of scrutiny for interracially dating back in the 90s, or how was it?
You know, I think I think he noticed it more than I did. I kind of it was almost like I was kind of blind to it because I was so used to it.
Mhm.
Um, I started dating out. I never dated anybody but white men my whole
Mhm.
life. So in high school, my first boyfriend was like my freshman year of high school, which would have been like fall of '85. And
Oh my God! So, look, my first girlfriend was in '85. Oh my God! And you know what? I dated black women exclusively. Just I think we're like on the same wavelength.
Britt and I are brother and sister. I mean,
Yeah,
we just hook
yeah,
up
we
it.
are.
But yeah, I mean, I that's all I've dated. And when I was young, as a teenager, I noticed it a lot more because um, they were more vocal about it in the '80s. Um, like a name calling or looks or what have you. And as a teenager, I was more sensitive to it than the boys that I was dating. They seemed to be clueless. But after we were in college, Tree is the first one that really took note of what he saw around us. But by then I was so kind of used to it that it didn't register with me anymore. It still doesn't. And he notices it everywhere we go. But I don't seem to notice it anymore. Um, in the 90s, he was very protective, almost, but kind of confused. He was like, I don't understand why, if they don't want to date you, if they wouldn't have asked you out in the first place, why are they so upset that you're dating me?
Mm.
That's what confused him. And I had to explain to him, and I wasn't very good at getting it through to him. It actually took my older sister um, to say, she said, because I'm kind of complicated. I'm a talker, and my sister flat out told him, she said, they have the mentality of, I don't want you, but I don't want you to be happy with anybody else either. Period. And it finally clicked. But it depended on where we were and what kind of what demographic of people we were around. Age was a huge one. Um, People our age didn't really seem to care. Um, People that were younger than us didn't seem to care. It was um, the boomer generation that were 10, 12 years older. Those were the ones that seemed to not approve. And the women wouldn't say anything, but we would get those looks from all different types of women. And the men, it wasn't. It was only black men. I'm just going to be honest. The other types of men just did not care. They didn't see anything weird, different. They were just, hey, have a nice day. How you doing? And it was um, when we were in our 20s, it was mostly black men in their mid to late 30s and older that seemed to have a problem with us, even though I would have never dated any of them in the first place. So we never really understood why they had such a problem with it. But now it's not even we don't even care.
Yeah.
We get the most shocked looks. I get the most shocked looks when I'm actually out with my son. Um, with him being biracial, um, and he looks like me, it's almost like they know he's my son, but they don't want to admit it.
Mm.
Like he can't be her kid. He might be her nephew or cousin, but they don't. Yeah, and it's the same with a Tree and the girls. Um, a lot of black men will see Tree and the girls out together, and they will assume that's a girlfriend instead of his daughters.
Mm. Wow. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It it's kind of funny because, well, I don't know if it's funny, but this is a funny story. Um, m- Me and Sandy, our children, right? Um, they're like, if you look at, they look alike, right?
Hmm.
But they got different, like hair texture, different like skin tone.
Right.
Yeah, but and I guess it's just the genes who favors who. My oldest daughter favors my wife.
Hmm.
She's got the more coarse hair. My younger daughter's got straight hair, and she's lighter complected. It's like my youngest daughter took all my genes almost. Um, and and it's what happened is my wife picked my daughter up back when she was in high school. Right, she was a senior. They went into a store, and I guess one of the boys from school was hitting on my daughter while my wife was right there. And he didn't know that, that was her mother. And, they told me about it. I wasn't there, but it was funny hearing the story. And my wife's like, what are you saying to my daughter? And he turned and looked at her like he was like seeing a ghost. And it's but yeah.
I noticed that, like physically speaking, like the hair texture,
Uh-huh.
and like complexion, the kids are pretty much right smack in the middle from between the two of us.
Uh-huh.
Um, my son is more like his dad. They're
Yeah.
both really tall. They're both 6'5". They both have big old boat shoes. I mean, they're like, I think Tree is like a 14 and CJ is a 16. So he's got bigger feet than his
Oh my
dad.
god. Yeah, you got they're big men, yeah.
Yeah, they're big dudes. Personality wise, they're very, very they don't speak unless they have something to say. They're
Okay.
that strong silent type.
Yeah.
They don't spend a lot of time with words. But when they do say something, everybody better stop and listen because it's important because they don't do it very often.
Well, that
Um,
makes sense.
yeah. And then our youngest, Rain, is my mini me. Both of the girls are my size. We all wear each other's clothes. We're literally all the same size. Um, and we're nowhere near 6'5". We're all like between 5'6" and 5'8". All
Oh,
three of
okay.
us. We're not even close to 6'5". We're not sure how that happened, but
Well, you
okay. Anyway,
well that's
but
pretty tall for women. I mean, yeah, 6'7", yeah.
so
Or no, 5. Oh, okay. You didn't say you were 6'7", did you?
I'm 5'6".
Yeah, okay.
Rain's 5'7",
Oh, okay.
and Sawyer's 5'8".
Wow. Okay.
So
Well,
yeah.
to tell you how tall I am, I'm a little guy surrounded by big men, and it's so crazy because my size, I'm 5'8 3/4". I couldn't quite get to 5'9". I tried. Um, my son's like 6'1", my brother's six
Hmm.
one, my father's like 6 foot,
Hmm.
uh, and my wife's family, they're all like 6 foot plus,
Right.
and everybody looks down at me. But it's my mother was only 5 feet tall,
Hmm.
so and my brother, we have the same father but different mothers, and it's funny because in my dad's family I'm a little guy, I'm short, but in my mother's side it's like I'm a big guy because it's like
Right.
they're little
Right.
people. It's yeah, but yeah.
And yet, yeah, like personality wise, um, the baby
Mm,
is my mini me. She is me. She cheerleader,
yeah.
softball, band. I mean, she completely followed in my footsteps. She has the same personality. She's a
You
talker.
you know what, Indiana mom, when your daughter came on that one time, I didn't know if that was your daughter or you. You guys sound so much alike. It's crazy. You
Both girls sound like me. And
uh,
before she passed, my mother, her friends would call our house when I was a teenager, and I would unfortunately be the one to answer the phone.
oh
And they
no.
would have a 20-minute conversation with me, like gossiping and did you hear this? And Rose said that, and
Oh,
Glenda did this, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
I
And I'm like, do you want to talk to my mom now?
you
Because they
you
thought I was my mom.
you know what's crazy about that? Me and my dad, we sound alike, and I got in trouble because one of my girlfriends called, and I was like 19 or something, and she thought it was me. So she was saying stuff to my father, thinking it was me.
Oh no.
Uh, some inappropriate stuff, and oh my god! And my dad just played along. Yeah, uh huh.
Oh yeah, I could see my
And I'm like,
father-in-law doing that.
really?
I could totally see my father-in-law doing that.
And my dad's like, "What are you doing? What's wrong with you?" I said, "Well, what? Why were you trying to pretend like you're me?" It was like, "Oh my god!"
I mean,
It was so
Tree
embarrassing.
Tree is exactly like his father.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you were to meet the two of them, you could tell where he
Uh-huh.
gets it from. The sarcasm, the bad dad jokes, the pranking, the just the walking in the kitchen and having flour dropped on your head and just going, I can't.
Mm.
Why are you doing this? For today? Really? And his dad's in the corner going, he and he's like, I didn't do it. My dad did it. And I'm like, okay, you both should just get out of this house. And I look at my mother-in-law constantly, almost every time we talk, I look at her and I'm like, how did you do it? How? Because he's got an older brother. And I'm like, you haven't really, all three of them are still walking and talking and alive today, and you, how? And she's like, mm-hmm. She's like, cooking sherry, honey.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to close up here soon. It's almost midnight where I'm at. Um, but it was good talking to you guys. Rain, Indiana Mom,
No,
Alexander.
Miss Rain wants to say hello. Go ahead,
Oh,
honey.
okay. All right.
Hi, Brent.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. Hi, Alex. And Rain, we have the same name, but I spell mine different.
You guys sound so much alike. It's like
And she's gone. She's gone.
oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, tell her hi for me. And hey, Indiana Mom, tell the family I said hi and
I didn't even know she was up. I thought after she told me, tell the story about the wedding, she disappeared. I'm like, okay,
oh
she must be in bed. And then she reappeared. Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
Welcome to my life.
you guys sound so much alike. I can't tell who's who. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah. But anyway, guys, hey, I want to thank you guys for coming on the panel. Um, you know, um, Indiana Mom, I always love hearing your stories and stuff, and it's amazing. You know, we are like brother and sister because got married the same time. We're both in interracial marriages,
Right
and
on.
we dated the other group exclusively, right?
Exclusively, big time.
Yeah. So, um, and we've been blessed by our marriages and our families are growing, and I love to see you hear your stories because you know it's kind of like my story. I mean, and we went through the interracial dating and marriage, and we chose our own path, and and I look, that's a beautiful thing. It's like, and you know what, Indiana Mom, we're not unusual. There is a
But
lot of
I've noticed that my stories aren't really sentimental. I mean, it's usually humor because
yeah.
we're all such goofballs.
Well, hey, nothing wrong with that. You're having fun with life, right? Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a positive thing. That's good. That's why your marriage and family life is successful. You guys have fun. You love each other,
Oh,
and
we're constantly laughing, constantly pranking each other, constantly like standing behind doors and jumping out and scaring each other, all kinds of stuff.
yeah,
It's hilarious.
yeah, and you know what? My family, we're crazy like that too. It's funny. It would. Hey, you know what?
The kids, the kids
I
say that we're bigger teenagers than they are.
Yeah, and that's the way
They're
to
like,
be.
mom and dad are never going to grow up. They're just
Yeah.
stuck at like 17 and they're never going to grow up. They're mature enough to like, you know, pay bills and run businesses and stuff. But as far as growing up mentally, they're never going to grow up.
Yeah. Hey, Jennifer Smith, have a good night. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And beyond the mom, uh, I put my email in the private chat.
Right
You know,
on.
yeah, yeah, because you know, I'm doing things a little bit differently on my channel now because it seems like the trolls are starting to come on my channel. So
Yes, I've noticed that.
yeah, so I'm I put the email in the private chat so you can so you will have it because later on today at 10 35 I will be going live with a special live stream. I was supposed to go live tonight, but you know, but I was busy, but I overslept. So
That's okay.
I think I might oversleep tomorrow. I I yeah. Hey Alexander, keep your head up, brother. Don't trolls will come. Don't let that get to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just do what you do, you know. Uh you know. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. And before I do, I'll give you guys, if you want to say something before you leave. And I just want to thank you for coming up here. I had a good time tonight. Um, the and the message I wanted to put out there is just know there is dangers and there's blessings of interracial relationships. You open up your options, you can tap into a real blessing, and a lot of us have. Um, you know, Rain's having successful relationship, and she's living her best life. Indiana mom, you and me, we've been married to our spouses forever. And we
Yeah.
got and look, we're living our life the way we want to. We're not doing it what society tells us we should,
Yeah.
and we're successful in it. And Alexander, I appreciate what you do, and I know you got a big heart and you love black women, and you work hard in your channel, and you know but I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go ahead and get the last word. And I don't know who wants to go first. um
I just say, you know what, if you're gonna date for happiness
mhm.
and for commitment and long term, don't just try to go for someone that shares your demographic, someone that shares your skin tone, someone that
Yeah.
shares your upbringing. Um, it's better to go for someone that shares your interests,
Mhm.
um, your hobbies, your
Mhm.
education level, um, because you'll have so much more in common, so much more to talk about, so many more things to do. And I'm not saying that Tree and I have always had everything in common, because we don't. I'm a skater. He's a bike racer. He used to race motorcycles, and
Mhm.
not like the dirt bikes, the crotch rockets where they lean over and their knees and their everything touches the ground. He did that kind of racing, and he taught me how to ride motorcycles. I taught him how to roller skate. Um, but we do have like the same movies in common, the same music. We love the same music. Um, and there's nothing like being with someone, cooking a Thanksgiving dinner, dancing around the kitchen, singing your favorite songs to the radio and just belting it out and embarrassing the kids. And you can't do that with just anybody.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, um, snuggled up, cuddled up together and just talking about what happened that day and all the fun stuff. Or maybe there's been a little bit of drama and there's been some tears, and it's up to us as mom and dad to figure out a plan to uh, help whatever kid or niece or nephew or whatever get through what they're going through as young people. Or we're talking about the plans for tomorrow or next week or next year. But whatever it is, we're having that conversation, and we're nice and warm in our blankie, and we're about to fall asleep, and we just talk. We talk all the time. And like I said, Tree's not a talker, but I mean, he's not a talker in public. In front of other people, he's a hey, how's it going kind of guy. But when we're alone, I can't get a word in. He's just he it just flows. And that's what you need. That's what you need to look for. Don't worry about what someone looks like, what genetics they come from. What matters is how well you get along, um, what you have in common, how much you think alike, your goals and your morals and your values match. That's what matters.
All right. Well said. All right. Who wants to go next? Alexander or Rain?
Rain can, it can,
Okay.
I'm gonna let Rain go, and then I'll.
Okay. Uh Rain, did you want to say anything before I close down? Or uh Rain, can you hear me? Uh I don't know. She's muted. Let me see. Rain, can you hear me? I wonder if her device went out. Hey Rain.
She had said she was having some trouble with Wi-Fi a little while
Yeah,
ago.
maybe it's froze up or something.
Maybe.
Um, hey Alexander, go ahead and give your statement out, and we'll see if she'll be able to come on to do her if she has a last minute thing to say before we close.
Well, I want to say I agree with Indiana Mom. You know, uh, don't go for someone who, because I think um for the most part, I think that, mm, that when it comes down, I think that, black women, for the longest time has chose, black men because, they have, in my opinion, they have, you know, the thing, the things that happened in, in slavery and stuff like that. But the thing of it is now, is that now it's, it's going, it's not, it's, I would say, it's starting to get to the point where now I'm s- I'm starting to see what everyone else is seeing, and that's you know podcast with black men, you know, tearing down black women and everything else, and and you know that, and not only that, but you know eh, the need to protect black men is also prevalent within the black community itself. And the thing of it is that is that sooner or later it has to end. It has to stop because black men are becoming the, the majority of black men are now entitled. And I've seen a video where a black man um it it got out of his car and started hit starting started to beat up an older black woman because she wouldn't say hi to him. And that's why I say that it's time for the black male worshiping to stop. It's time for it to end. And in my book, it's also time for black women to open up their options. They have been chained by the black community long enough.
Mhm. All right. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Alex. Um, you're always on point, and I appreciate you know the the work you put in, the heart and soul, and you know, and I appreciate your courage to come up and you know hold other black men accountable. That takes courage, you know. Um, you know, but I know you do your channel and you put your heart and soul into it, and I know the ladies appreciate that, and I appreciate that. Um, and well, rain dropped off. Let me see. Maybe I put the. I don't know. She might have had trouble with her audio. Guys, tomorrow, um, I put it up there. Um, come join the channel tomorrow. My wife Sandy will be hosting Ladies Night. This is going to be her first time doing a live by herself. So, if you want to come join, I would ask, come drop in, show her some love. She's going to be nervous. I'm going to be there, in the other room watching, make sure there's no trolls or no craziness. Um, but if you want to talk to Sandy, come on up, and regardless of what the topic is, you know, we'll cover the topic, or she'll cover the topic, and it'll be like an open panel too. Um, you know, so come up, join the conversation, and show her some love. Like I said, it's nervous your first live, and she's been on with me, you know, a few times, but this time it's just going to be her. So, um, and she wants to do it. I know Indiana mom floated that idea, and my wife's like, okay, okay. So, that's neat. So I'm excited, for her. Um, I'd love my wife to do more YouTube. I think it would make the channel better. Um, you know, YouTube ain't her thing right now, but who knows? It might change. If she loves doing this live, who knows? She might come on more often. Um, and that's the goal. But you know, but my wife will come on with me. She does every once in a while, and I like you guys seeing me and my wife together. I love showing you see that interracial couple, you know, and how we've made it work, and we're everyday people, and we found love, and we're living our best life, and you know, I would just ask, come join us tomorrow. Um, like I said, my wife will be hosting the show, um, but I'll be in the background, making sure it looks good. And if you're a moderator, if you could just help watch out too. Um, in case some troll comes in, you know. I don't think it'll be that bad. I don't think, you know. So, but I'll be there just in case. Um, you won't see me, but I'll be watching from the other room. Okay. Um, but anyway, yeah, I appreciate that, Indiana Mom. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Indiana Mom. Rain, thank you so much for coming up, young lady. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, we're going to do some movie reviews. We're going to go back to that. We always had a lot of fun doing that. Next movie we're going to do is we'll do Bodyguard, since
Yay!
yeah. And we'll do that around the 9th. I don't know if it'll be the 9th. I got to see when I'm off. It might be the following weekend, but guys, watch The Bodyguard. I know we've all seen it, right?
I've seen it like 100 times.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a fun movie to watch over and over. Me and my wife have watched it so many times. And, me and my wife, we are always fans of Whitney Houston. We love Whitney Houston, but, so.
And the soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a great movie. I mean, it's a classic. So watch it again. And if you want to, when we do the movie review, if you want to be on the panel, everybody's welcome to be on the panel. If we have a lot of people, we might have to rotate, but we'll see how that plays out. I mean, I think I could bring 9 people up at one time. So I don't think that'll really be a problem. But we'll do that. But I'll have to see when I'm off. It'll probably be the following weekend because I like doing it on a weekend. Because, like we're up late tonight. Most people have the day off, and I do. I made a promise to my wife, Sandy, because a while back I passed out and in the shower and had a bloody nose and freaked my wife out. So she made me promise if I do a long live, I have to have the next day off.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and that's right. She's looking out for me. But yeah, guys, thank you for coming up. Alexander, Indiana Mom, Rain, young lady, thank you for coming up. It was a pleasure talking to you. And it's a pleasure talking to you, Indiana Mom, as always, and Alexander. You guys have a good night, okay? And God bless you and your families. And we'll join in the live tomorrow with Sandy, her first live. I'm
right
excited.
On.
Yeah. So hey, don't be shy. Come up and talk to her. It always, eases. It always makes it easier when she has someone to talk to instead of sitting there. Okay, what do I talk about next? I mean, your first live is like that. It's like, oh my God, what am I going to say? Oh, I don't want to look bad. Oh, I want to do good. That's what goes through your mind. But
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to talk with Sandy.
Yeah, it's going.
I'll probably be there because I'm doing 2 lives tomorrow, so I'm probably will be there you know, if Sandy is still alive, I
Oh, okay.
probably do that.
Okay. Well, yeah, and that's fine. It's well, tomorrow's going to be a ladies panel anyway, but yeah, you come support in the chat and um yeah, but I appreciate that, Alexander.
I'll be on the laptop with Sandy on her live, having girl talk and fun stuff, and then I'll be on my phone on Alexander's live modding for him. So
Oh, okay. Well, you're going to be busy tomorrow doing 2 shows.
I am
Awesome.
a multitasker.
Hey, well, I appreciate that. And I know Alexander appreciates you being a mod on his channel.
Well, you guys are awesome. I mean, what?
Yeah,
Come on, what else would I do?
that's right. We're going to pull you both ways. You'll be stretched out a little bit. But
I'm good.
yeah. But yeah, thank you for coming on. And Alexander, hey, brother, hey, don't worry about what they say. You're the diamond in the rough, okay? They're chunks of coal that they can't stack up to you, okay? So just remember that. And I'll see you guys soon. Indiana Mom, always a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon. See you guys tomorrow, okay?
Right on.
Brett, before you end it, Mama um asked if you can post my channel, um, and you know, it it
Post your
it,
chat. Oh, okay. All
yeah,
right.
my channel is the same as the name. Well,
Yeah.
it is my name. So yeah.
All right. I'll put it up here. All right. That's the name of Alexander's channel. Alexander Brannon. So just type in that in the search and it'll take you to his channel and and there it is. And Alexander works hard on the channel. He does a lot more lives and stuff than I do. He's busy. He
He
puts his
is.
he puts his heart into this. So go over, join him, subscribe to him. He's got a big heart for black women, and he tells it like it is. He don't sugarcoat it. Okay. Um, and but anyway, that's his channel there. So check him out. Um, you know, and he keeps Indiana Mom busy, and we're going to both keep her busy tomorrow. Right? But anyway, guys, hey, thank you so much for coming on. I'll see you guys soon. Tomorrow, I'm excited about the live. I'm going to make her an intro, her own special intro.
Right on.
For ladies' night. So hopefully she likes it. So if she does and she likes it, and I might just make ladies' night with Sandy.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be cool. That would be that'd be amazing. But anyway, guys, have a good night. God bless you and your families. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?
Right on.
All right.
And here's a link to Alexander's channel.
Oh, okay. Oh, he has a 3866.
I'm doing my job.
Oh, okay, there you go. Hey, Indiana Mom, the best mod ever. Yeah. All right, there you go, guys. Anyway, hey, have a good night. Hey, God bless you and your families. And look, I'll see you guys tomorrow. A prayer meeting, I'm probably going to do Monday. Or no, Tuesday. We'll do it Tuesday night. Because Sunday, I'm going to be real busy with her channel. I want to make sure everything's set up for her. So we'll do a prayer meeting Tuesday night, okay? Tuesday evening. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, hey, thanks for coming up. This was a fun show. You know, and I'll see you guys soon. All right.
Right
Have a good
on.
night.
All right. Tell Sandy hi.
I sure will. Have a good night.
All right, Brett. I will always support this channel, and it's nice talking with you again.
Oh, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. And you got my support too, okay? All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.